people which roll you wrong. So, in the absence of a more reliable historical foundation document, the Cherokee Nation, we voted on that in 1975 as a foundational document for establishing citizenship.
Thank you, Chief. Question for Attorney Bealey. What legal action can be taken due to the discriminatory wording of the membership card, the CDIB card?
It's a good question. We've raised it a couple of times. The CDIB card is an interesting card, but I believe that the United States is misapplying it by relegating to that situation, and not, as I said, I think that CDIB card, if they're going to use it, would have the freedmen at a 100% citizen and not a 0% citizen. I think it's being misapplied by both the United States government and by the tribes that are interpreting it to determine their membership. How you challenge that is a good question. We've raised it a couple of times, and hopefully our lawsuit might resolve some of that. Thanks.
Thank you. Chief Smith, do you believe that there are moral and ethical issues different from the legal issues involved in this matter?
The issue, we can just debate moral and ethical issues, and we have to frame those as to what issues we're discussing. There's one issue that can be postulated that there should be some retribution, repayment for past slavery. Tribal members would say, why did freedmen fight against the Cherokee Nation in the determination efforts of slavery? So there's moral considerations on both sides. I really think the real issue here is how do the Cherokee people of this date have the authority as a government to say, we believe an Indian tribe should be composed of Indians. And 77% of our people at a constitutional referendum said yes. We want to identify ourselves in the world community as an Indian nation composed of Indians. Mr. Bealey will argue, if I understand his argument correctly, is that the Cherokee Nation should not be an Indian nation composed of Indians. It should be a nation composed of historical classes of people associated with the Cherokee Nation. The real question, to me, is who makes that decision? The federal courts, the United States government, or the Cherokee people? That is the most inherent right of sovereignty, recognized in the world community, even under the Convention for the Rights of Indigenous People, to determine your own identity, to determine your own citizenship.
Thank you, Chief. Attorney Bealey, is this an issue of blood and identity, or is it an issue of money being paid by the Cherokee Nation to the freedmen?
It's an issue of identity. Being a Cherokee is a birthmark. That can't be taken away by your temporarily elected officials, especially when that birthright is guaranteed by treaty. That's what this is all about. We didn't bring a claim for anything at all. This is a declaratory judgment. No one's seeking retribution or any of those sort of things in our lawsuit. We're merely seeking that all Cherokees be treated equally, and that includes those that are protected by treaty, which are free.
Don't sit down too quickly. Next. Your plaintiffs had said to the news media that they would drop the lawsuit in exchange for their right to operate a casino. How do you respond to this?
Show me the money.
That's not true.
Show. Good answer, good answer.
For Chief Smith, where do you get the figure that only 2% of the Cherokees own slaves? What are your sources?
The early census of the 1830s to 1860s, I believe, showed 229 slave-holding Cherokee families. And that was a population out of a population of 16,000.
Thank you. Attorney Bealey, the Cherokee Nation as a sovereign nation tribal court system that is a rule